Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Daily Meditations. I'm very happy to be here. I haven't been here for a while. Nice to see you. And I'm here with Christine Kupfer. Welcome, Christine. Christine's joining us from Brussels today, I think. So our theme for this week is doubt, freeing the heart mind from doubt. And we'll be exploring that theme over the 5 sessions this week. A little bit about Christine. If you haven't sat with her before, she's been engaging with the Dharma and meditation for 33 years. She started out in Zen, and she later went on to do Buddhist psychology and mindfulness-based psychotherapy training at the Karuna Institute in the UK with Johnny White, which some of you might know. And she's also done she's trained to be a mindfulness teacher with Martin Aylward in 2016. She lives in Geneva, Switzerland, and she's been teaching meditation and supporting people on their spiritual journey for 2 decades. You can find more about her on her website, which I will share in a moment. And so if you haven't been here before, welcome. As you can see, there's a chat on the right side of the screen, and we encourage you to just say hi, tell us where you're joining us from, and engage with the community. Our daily meditations run with a similar format every day. So we have about 10 to 15 minutes of talk, Dharma instruction, inspiring ideas. And then we have about 30 minutes of a guided practice. And then we've got 15 minutes at the end for questions and answers, sharing reflections, comments, whatever you like, bringing your voice into the Dharma practice today. So you can do that in 2 ways. You can either come on screen. There's a little raise hand icon at the bottom of the screen, and I can bring you on screen to dialogue with Christine. Or you can ask your question in the chat. And to do that, we just ask that you write the word question in caps at the beginning of your question so we can identify the questions from the rest of the chat. All right. And then other very important thing, if you haven't joined us before, is that these sessions are all run on the Buddhist principle of dana, which roughly translated into English would be donations. So all of this is put together in the good faith that the community supports financially so we can keep Sangha Live running, so that we can support the teachers. Christine is not paid to come here. It is in showing up and teaching, and then in the contributions in return from the community that supports her teaching for this week. So you can donate anytime this week you would like, up until Friday. You can give every day if you want, or you can give one amount at the end for all of the sessions. And if at this point in your life, the conditions in your life do not allow you to support, you're also very welcome to be here. And that's the beautiful principle of dana. Others give so you can be here as well. So in giving, you're supporting others as well. And so it's very easy to donate. You can do credit card, PayPal, bank transfer, and you do that on sangha.live/donate. I'm putting the link in the chat now. All right, everyone. I wish you a nourishing week of practice, and I'm looking forward to sitting with you all.
So, hello, everybody. I'm happy to be with you this week on Sangha Live. I was here last February. We explored the topic of fear and fearlessness in the face of uncertainty. And this week, I have chosen to focus on doubt, which can both hinder us and help us when we are faced with uncertainty. So in a way, the 2 topics are linked. When we are faced with uncertainty, some doubt can arise. We wonder, what should we do? And at the same time, doubt is the first step to inquire into the situation. So, in Buddhism, doubt, used in a wholesome or healthy way, is actually a vehicle for liberation, a method for investigating our beliefs. And I find it especially useful to investigate our stubborn, self-limiting beliefs when we doubt. And in doing so, they soften their grip. But Buddhism also points out to doubt as a hindrance, which is a very sticky and an unhealthy mind state that can suck us up in a maze. It can paralyze us on our spiritual path and also more generally in our life. So throughout this week, we will explore this theme, looking at it from different angles and in the light of what the Buddha taught. And we will explore it through practice and meditation. So yes, as Faith said, we will have first some words of introduction on the subject by myself, followed by meditation practice together. And then in the end, we'll have a little time for questions and answers. So today we'll start with doubt as a hindrance. What does that mean? In the Satipatthana Sutta, the Buddha instructs us about how to relate to a certain category of mental states called the hindrances. And these 5 hindrances are sense desires, cravings, we could say. Second is ill will. We could say that ill will is a mixture of fear and anger. The third one is sloth and torpor. We could say it's apathy, inertia. The fourth one is agitation and worry. And the fifth one is doubt. The last one on the list. In Pali, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's something like vicikiccha, doubt. So the term hindrance is used because these mind states hinder the proper functioning of our mind. They sabotage, they burden, they obstruct the mind's good functioning. And likewise, they sabotage our spiritual practice and our actions in daily life. When we are caught up in those mind states, we become blind to anything else, and we act unskillfully, and they make us suffer. And so the Buddha teaches us that it is possible to free oneself from the hindrances and the suffering they generate. So to free oneself of the hindrances, we need to see through the hindrances. We need to see how they impact the mind and how their mechanism works. So this week we will not focus on all the 5 hindrances. We will focus on doubt, the 5th one, and how it conditions and obstructs the mind. I find it interesting to note when experiencing doubt that actually all the other 4 hindrances are present when in doubt. It is composed of the other 4 hindrances, or it generates them. When doubt is here, we often crave, we fear, we can be caught into apathy, and we worry. So the reason why I chose to study doubt this week is that I have worked with doubt a lot in my personal life. And also because as a therapist, I see so many people stuck in doubt. So let's look closer at how doubt as a hindrance impacts the mind. Like any other mind state, it comes and goes. Like any other mind state, it is impermanent. But it doesn't feel that way. It can feel really sticky when we are caught up in it. I call it neurotic doubt. So neurotic doubt, like the 4 hindrances, is very dominant, persuasive, I don't know if that's a word in English, and convincing. It convinces us that we are dealing with something crucial. I had a client about 20 years ago that came to see me. I remember that moment with her so vividly after all these years. So this is what she told me. Every morning, she took her shower, she got dressed, and then she was caught in an important deliberation with herself. And her deliberation went like this. She thought, which is the right lipstick for today? She had 50 colors of lipstick, and every morning she really wanted to do the right thing. So she asked herself, would the pale pink lipstick match with the white blouse I'm wearing today? Or perhaps a bright red lipstick would be more becoming. And she hesitated. And this went on and on. And the more she pondered, the more she got confused. She was caught in the maze of neurotic doubt. It was really overwhelming and very painful. So does this story sound familiar to you? I find it such a good and shocking illustration of how our mind gets captured and becomes blind to everything else when caught in doubt, and how it overlooks what is most essential. Through my client's story, I could see how I got stuck in the maze of doubt. For me, it happens when I'm in a creative process. Like many years ago, I was writing my dissertation for my master's degree in mindfulness-based psychotherapy. I had to choose a topic. And I wanted a really good one, a really good topic. So one day I had a really good idea. So I wrote down the idea. But then I had another idea. And then another. And before long, I had a very long list of possible topics. All were good. And I was completely lost. Which was the best? And this went on and on. And in the meantime, I wasn't writing my dissertation. In the end, I had to postpone it for another year. That was painful. So this way of thinking, finding the perfect lipstick or the best topic for my dissertation and holding on to it and fixating on the thought, is not a skillful way of thinking. It doesn't work. In my case, or in my client's case, it didn't solve the problem, because the next day, the deliberation started again. What is essential to understand is that doubt is made of beliefs. And these beliefs are made of unwholesome thoughts and unwholesome emotions. When we believe those thoughts, when we believe those emotions, we fall into the trap. The fixation on the thought, I need to find the perfect lipstick, I need to find the perfect title, created the problem. The belief closed me in, created tunnel vision, and it deluded me. The perfect title doesn't exist. Perfection doesn't exist. Underlying this belief was fear. The fear of not being good enough, not smart enough, or whatever. Something not enough. You name it. When the unwholesome thoughts and emotions that underlie doubt aren't questioned, doubt can become a habit of mind. So how can we practice working with and abandoning neurotic doubt? Or doubt as a hindrance? To soften its grip, we need to look at doubt closely and mindfully. The Buddha suggested 5 steps in practicing with the hindrances and doubt. These 5 steps apply to all of the 5 hindrances, but I will express them looking at doubt. So the first step is, if doubt is present, one knows there is doubt in me. The second step is, if doubt is not present, one knows doubt is not present in me. Third step, one knows how unarisen doubt can arise. Fourth step, one knows how arisen doubt can be removed. Fifth step, one knows how a future arising of doubt can be avoided. So we will go through those steps throughout the week. Perhaps not exactly in that order. We will see how it unfolds. So before we meditate, one last thing. In the Sangharava Sutta, the Buddha compares doubt to muddy water. The sutta goes like this. Imagine a bowl of water, agitated, stirred up, muddied, put in a dark place. if a man with good eyesight were to look at the reflection of his own face in it, he would not know or see it, his face, as it really was. In the same way, when a man dwells with his heart possessed and overwhelmed by doubt and wavering, then he cannot know or see as it really is. He cannot know or see what is to his own profit, to the profit of others, and to the profit of both. So when our mind is full of mud, we often don't even recognize that we are doubting. It influences and conditions our mind, and we don't realize the impact it has on our life. But doubt is like mud, and when it settles, it reveals clarity. So let's settle in meditation. I'm not home, so I don't have my singing bowl, and I just have a bell here. I hope that you will be able to hear it. So here we go. So let's shift our attention towards the body right here. Let's shift our attention from up to down. Let's come back to simplicity. Let's come back to the more basic. The sense of body on the ground. Slowing down. Sensing body. Feet on the ground. Butt on the cushion or on the chair. Taking our time. The miracle of sensing. That touch. Body on the ground. Our spine is upright. Without being tight. Sensing the aliveness in this upright position, as if it unfolds towards the sky. Head touching the sky. Belly breathing. Sensing the naturalness. Nothing to do. Only sensing what is already here. This coming and going. So simple. Already here. Sitting like a mountain. Steady. Weighty. Sitting as if nothing could move us. We are here. As we are. And so when our mind drifts away, as soon as we notice it, gently bringing our attention back to presence, the simplicity of body right here, body on the ground, body breathing. This simplicity, this naturalness, this presence is an antidote to doubt. Right here, developing unshakable confidence. Body as a mountain. Steady and alive. I come from a country of mountains, Switzerland. And there is so much aliveness there. Nature. So let's come back to our nature here. All the aliveness here. Sounds, sensations, the breath. All streaming through. and we are steady. And when our attention drifts away, can you sense how our mind speculates, how our mind becomes complicated, tries to figure things out? Nothing bad in there. But since we're meditating, let's gently bring our attention back, right here, to the simplicity of body breathing, body sensing, body on the ground. And doing that, can you sense how it settles the mind, how it clears the mind? So in the last minutes, 5 minutes or so of the meditation, let's see if we can really sit as if we were already free from the complications of the mind, free from doubt and the other hindrances, sitting as if we were already free. Everything streaming through our mind, our awareness, everything streaming through. Nothing sticking. Pushing nothing away. It all comes and goes freely. May we all know the goodness of simplicity. May we all trust the goodness of who we are right here. So I don't know if you heard the bell, but I rang the bell. So this is the end of meditation practice. And we have a little time for questions if you wish. And perhaps you want to stretch a little bit. Oh, thank you. I see in the chat that the bell works. Thank you for saying so. So yeah, as Faith said before, if you have a question or if you want to share something, please put it in the chat in capital words so that I can see it. And if nothing comes up, that's fine too. We can continue resting right here. Yes, so I see a question here. Could you repeat the 4 steps to deal with doubt? Sure. So the first step is we need to know that doubt is here. We will go into those. There are 5 steps actually, but we'll go into that during the week. But so the first step is we have to know that doubt is here, which is not that simple sometimes. Second step is we also need to know when doubt is not here. Third step, we need to know how doubt arises in the mind. Fourth step, knowing how to let go of doubt. And fifth step, knowing how future doubt could arise. But as I said, we're going to look into that during the week. And so you'll know much more about that. What else? Yeah, question. Doubt is related to the difficulty of decision making. Yes, it is. It is. Not easy to make decisions sometimes. And especially when we have big decisions to make. And that can happen when we're in a big transition in life, or it can be a pattern in everyday life too. So yes, it does relate. Lizzie, reflection. During this past year, I've been working on some of the hindrances in my art practice. I soon found doubt, though actually through recognizing shame. The material that spoke to me for doubt, oops, it's jumping, was carpet underlay, also known as underfelt. In the end, what felt so disgusting in its dusty, heavy hiddenness to me evolved into a strangely elegant and pleasing piece of art. Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. So it is not pleasant. It is not pleasant to look into doubt. And it can evolve in something beautiful when we work with it. So thank you for your sharing, Lizzie. Caroline says, I am very happy you chose this topic. I have doubted and doubt a lot. I think it comes from a place of emotional hunger from the past, feeling as a child I wasn't seen enough, and a desire to give myself the best option. This can lead to endless rumination. Yes, the pattern of doubting, and especially self-doubt, can really come from past, from our history, from our parenting. And we will look into that too. Yes. And how painful that is. Yeah. So about the endless rumination, at a certain point, we have to learn how to cut it out. Yeah. And it's not easy because we feel that it's important. We feel that we have to figure this out. Yet, as the Buddha said, when our mind is cluttered with mud, we don't think skillfully, and the rumination doesn't lead to something most of the time. Yeah. Yeah, so Patricia and Alistair say, thank you for bringing in that recognition that doubt is here, not here, and therefore that presence is essential. I found that very clarifying in itself as I faced doubt in my ability to be of support to my sister who is facing cancer. Yes, yes. Yeah, I would like to know, but I see that we don't have much time, so maybe we could talk about this again tomorrow. I'm interested in what you said about the recognition that doubt is here and not here. Yeah. I'll probably say more about that tomorrow. And this recognition that doubt is not always here is very important. The second step. And I'm touched by what you said about your sister who's facing cancer. And I'm pretty sure that your support is so important. Josie, would you say doubt is a form of anxiety, especially self-doubt, which may have a core belief such as low self-worth, which could manifest as indecision and lack of trust in oneself and fear of the future? Yes to all of that. Yes. There is a lot of anxiety and doubt. there is fear, anxiety, low self-worth. Yes, yes, yes. Elizabeth, I notice doubt has an addictive quality of keeping myself separate, hovering slightly, not quite engaged. Yes, again, there is an addictive quality, and it really sticks. And that's why it's so important to cut it out at a certain point. And we don't want to, because we're in this tunnel vision. We think that we have to go on with it because we think that it's leading somewhere, which often it is not. So we will go into this during the week, and I see that it's 9 o'clock. So thank you for your sharing. Thank you for your presence. And may you go through the day free from doubt and present. Thank you. See you tomorrow.